Now available in paperback and e-readers, Isis, Samurai Goddess. The goddess next door takes on kung fu killers in this action-packed martial arts Isis series adventure. Get Isis, Samurai Goddess in paperback and e-readers today. In DC Comics, Mr. Terrific is one of the most formidable characters in the DC universe. Michael Holt is a skilled athlete, a master of numerous forms of hand-to-hand combat and martial arts, a brilliant inventor and scientist, and a master strategist and tactician. And in DC Comics, Mr. Terrific is regarded as the world's third smartest man and is respected by numerous superheroes from the Justice Society with the team that he's on, to the Justice League, to the Teen Titans. And when you look at Mr. Terrific, he is on par with Batman and Marvel's Black Panther. However, if you were to watch the CW's Arrow produced by Greg Berlanti, you would pretty much scratch your head because the Mr. Terrific from the comics is not featured on the television show. When you watch Mr. Terrific on the CW's Arrow, he is not a master tactician, he is not a brilliant scientist, he is not a skilled fighter, he is not someone on the level of Batman. No, Mr. Terrific on the CW's Arrow is a bumbling, stumbling idiot. He pretty much is the equivalent of the cowardly lion on The Wizard of Oz. He's a guy in a fancy suit with no nerve. He's basically a bumbling, stumbling idiot and a complete coward. When I look at Mr. Terrific on the CW's Arrow, he does not meet the standard of the character. He does not even equal to who is in the source material from DC Comics. He is basically a wimp in a costume. This is a guy who has pretty much gotten scared at every encounter he's run into. And in a previous episode from last week, he was getting beat up by women. When I look at DC Comics, Mr. Terrific from the comic books, that's a great character who we'd all love to see put on screen. However, when I look at the one on television, I just shake my head because the character being presented on screen is an insult not only to DC Comics and the great character that was created, but it's also an insult to black men. And it also shows me, how deep this white liberals' agenda is regarding emasculating the black male image, because it would be very easy to adapt Mr. Terrific for the television screen and make him as great as he is in the comics. However, many white liberals and who are just white supremacists in disguise don't want Green Arrow on television to appear as inferior on screen. So what they did was they decided they were going to pretty much emasculate Mr. Terrific to make Green Arrow appear to be bigger than what he is. And that's really racist when you think about it, because there was room for Mr. Terrific and Green Arrow to be themselves on Paul Dini and Bruce Timm's Justice League Unlimited. However, on Greg Berlanti's Arrow, they can't be equals and show their strengths and weaknesses because Greg Berlanti does not want his TV version of Oliver Queen to appear to be less than. And again, that's a racist thing, because if people wanted to see Mr. Terrific, they wanted to see that skilled fighter, they wanted to see that master tactician, they wanted to see that brilliant inventor, and there was room for him to be on that show and be the black man that he is in the comics, because that kind of character could have helped Green Arrow by helping him develop specialized arrows, helped him develop tactical strategy. But no, they want Oliver Queen to be the one on top, and that really ruins the viewing experience for many of us who like comic book characters and the adaptation of comic book characters like Arrow. And the things that really annoy me about this adaptation of Mr. Terrific, in addition to being a bumbling, stumbling idiot, is the fact that they took this character and made efforts to emasculate him. In the comics, Michael Holt is a heterosexual black man. However, on the CW's Arrow, Michael Holt has been turned into a homosexual and participates in a gay marriage. There was no need to put that SJW angle on that character, because people knew who this character was, they knew what he was about, and if you wanted to make a gay character, go out and take one of the many gay characters and bring them on the show. Don't change a great character to pretty much fit a narrative. And this is part of a trend that's been going on regarding black male characters on television for several years now. They've always tried to push this whole gay black male agenda regarding them. And it's really annoying because, again, if you wanted to bring in a gay character, there were quite a few gay characters you could have brought in the DC universe. You didn't have to turn Mr. Terrific into one, and you didn't have to turn him into a bumbling, stumbling idiot. Because to do that pretty much takes away from who this character is, and it changes who this character is. People wanted to see Mr. Terrific being terrific, not being subpar, because that's who we're seeing on the CW's era. We're not seeing the character as he truly is. What we're seeing is a bumbling, stumbling, incompetent idiot, and that T-mask on his face may as well be blackface, because this Mr. Terrific is just a minstrel. He's nowhere near the articulate, intelligent, well-spoken character that has been featured in DC Comics for many years. If we were to get that Michael Holt on screen, I think he would be one of the most popular characters in the DC universe. He would be one of the most respected characters on television, and he would get as popular as Marvel's Black Panther was in Captain America Civil War, because in Marvel Comics Captain America Civil War, that presentation of Black Panther pretty much was one of the defining moments in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Unfortunately, because DC Comics was caught up in trying to push this white liberals agenda, they pretty much took one of their best characters and pretty much tarnished him for an entire generation of viewers. I really look at this Mr. Terrific, and it's sad to see, because this character could have been great. He could have been terrific, but what they present on screen is just subpar. That's all I have to say for this video. You can comment, rate, and subscribe.